how good Rice was, how they finished the year last year. And give them a lot of credit. They didn't turn it over in the second half like they did in the first half. I thought us with only 12 turnovers, that was pretty good, but some of them was costly. That was a pretty good matchup with Mulkey and Sierra Johnson. So sometimes scoring is taken away from Sierra until the offensive boards. That's how SMU beat them the other night, was on offensive boards in the fourth quarter. And we've got the timely offensive board. Instead of being a rim shooter, she was smart enough to use the glass. Kennedy's defense, the last 7 minutes on the Gumake was the difference in the game, even though they scored on that 8 second. I thought they had already called 5 seconds. I'll have to look at it on film to see if a timeout was called, because I had a timeout called. Anytime we got the rebound, I wanted a timeout. It wasn't given, and Kennedy turned it over on bounce passing out. But that was a loose ball situation, but I wanted a timeout on a made free throw or a rebound to avoid the turnover, which we did. Now, I thought the refs did a fair job controlling both action. It's an emotional game anytime you have a regional rivalry. Tina's done such a great job here. I don't think y'all realize just how good she is and how well she's thought of nationally. She's been to some big time programs. You've got a team that if they take care of business and keep getting their role players besides Mulkey and Agumake to play the way they did tonight, you've got a great chance of winning conference. We are going to have to get a lot better than what we played tonight to even start thinking about conference championships. We had the game in hand with a 7-point lead and we couldn't finish because of Rice, because of foul trouble on our part. We had 3 charges. It wiped the world away. 4 points by Kennedy going down. That's just a no excuse. Great defense on their part. Was not even involved in the play. But those 4 points were huge once you take it away, because that would have given us separation in the first half, which we didn't have. Not too many times can I go put Kennedy on the other team's best player, because generally she's in foul trouble. But she only had 1 foul at half, made the foul over the end on the emotional thing, but on film you will see nobody touched anybody. The girl walked over there and Kennedy did her thing on the foul, but that's just the emotion of the ball game. We've got to do a better job in crucial situations, particularly when we go to a Mississippi State or a South Carolina where there's 14,000 and 18,000 at the games, being able to keep our calm and poise. And we were not keeping our calm and poise very much. There was too much talking going on in the huddles, and that's on me. I've got to be able to get them under my grasp and say, this is what we're going to do. The biggest play in the game when we were down, I believe, 61-57, timeout, we came back and scored 2 straight baskets, a stop in between, and tied the ball game up. I thought that was the game right there. But their other wings played so well. And they ran that little weave. Mulkey sets her screen out there, and we weren't going to come out until early on when they started hitting some of those shots. But think about it here in Houston. Can you name a better family than the Gucamakes? I just butchered it again. On what they've done for the city of Houston in high school and college basketball. Name me another family, guys or girls, that has meant as much to this area as any other family. So give them a lot of credit. All right, I'm shut up. Give me what you got.
Coach, when you look at the stats today, especially when you get a total of 17 points between Mulkey and Magumake, Rice commits
You had 3 at half.
3 out of bounds and 3 second and 3 3-second violations. When you look at when you just looking at the stats, you would have thought Rice was down by 20 points. When you go back and you look at the film and all this tomorrow or the next day, what is going to go across your mind when you think about that? Just because of the way the game finished.
First half, as good as Kennedy was, she was forcing some shots. And I just said, let it come to you. We couldn't get Wells enough touches. And we got nothing offensively out of our 4 position the whole game. 0 for 4, 0 for 3. And they were not guarded by Mulkey. We've got to do better at that position right there to get more touches. They made the turnovers because we defended that pretty damn good. We defended the inbounds. Kennedy made a mistake on the last high ball screen there, but the inbounder who was guarding the inbounder should have cleaned it up, and she didn't get it cleaned up. Give them credit, but she didn't touch it much after that. Somebody else was going to have to beat us besides their best player. Now let me go to the last point. We just beat Marquette last year because Kennedy gave the ball up on the last play to Sham in the corner. She hit the 3 that won it. I couldn't think of a better player to shoot that ball, her open shot, to win it. We got the offensive boards and scored. But that's how, when Kennedy's under control and plays as unselfish as she's capable, she might be the best guard in the country. But she's going to be guarded that tough every night. Boxing 1, which they were doing in the second half. But we've got to have other people step up and make some shots. Okay? We're going to do better on that. I didn't call a very good game offensively, and obviously the Cowboys didn't call a very good game offensively, but they won and we won. How'd the Texans do that?
Don't ask, Coach. Don't ask.
Not even close.
Well, that doggone quarterback over there is pretty doggone good. Questions for you guys?
What are your thoughts on Kayla Wells' game today?
Solid. She's got to get better and more touches, and she's got to rebound the ball. How many rebounds did she get? 3. Well, she's got 2 and 1 in the last 2 ball games. She's 6 foot tall. When Kennedy shoots, Kayla rebounds. When Kayla shoots, Kennedy rebounds 3 to the boards. I'll look at film and I'll probably see that happen about 20% of the whole ball game. Because I think I got a very good combination at the 2 and the 3. But we've got to get the offensive boards because they were doing a great job of keeping us away from the offensive boards. What we get? We still got 16. They got 11. It's an even game. Could have went either way. But sometimes you get a little lucky, and when you squeeze the coin, that's what happens. And I squeezed the coin in the last, and it worked out. Look, give Tina all the credit in the world. Y'all just saw one hell of a basketball game. And hopefully all those young kids that were here today can see what it takes at that next level. You don't have to be 6'9". You can be 5'7". You can be somewhere in between. But love the game and respect the game. And both these 2 teams today respected the game. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Coach.